Hello, I am Dr. Jane McCartney. I'm a chartered psychologist in the UK, and I'm here to tell you everything you need to know about narcissists and narcissism and how to deal with them. In today's video, I'm going to be looking at a question that I get asked an awful lot, which is what causes narcissism? And it's a bit of a combination of everything in somebody's life. It could be sort of like genetics, it could be environment, it could just generally be somebody's personality and characteristics. So if we think about a child coming into this world, or any creature coming into this world. What happens to them in their first and formative years, of course, is very important. It could be that they have lots of attention and lots of love and lots of stimuli, and, theoretically that should mean that they have a good sense of self. And yet they could still turn out to be a complete pain in the backside narcissist. Alternatively, you could have a child that is ignored, that has to work out its own way in life, and then just has to think purely from a survival point about themselves, and they turn into the pain in the backside narcissist as well. So what is the difference of going on there? In the first case, it is probably something to do with, maybe a genetic predisposition, or the other argument about that is they just get used to the idea that the world is about them. Roughly up until about 18 months, 2 years of age, a child will be just focused on themselves. They are the only creature in the world. Up until then, they are the only creature in the world, and everything is about them. And it's kind of like about survival. That's how, we've learned to adapt and survive. And all being well, beyond that, they start getting a concept of other people and other people in the world. And that person that comes along and feeds me and looks after me isn't just there to look after me. They have a life of their own, and I can kind of work that out and accept that. So and relationships, and they start understanding that this is, if everything is okay. Whereas a narcissistic child, they may have just been completely and utterly spoiled, and they never get the idea that they have to adapt, they have to give and take. It's all about them. And sadly, some of the true crime videos that I've done that are on my website as well, there are many incidences of young men who just do not think anything about everything should come to them. Absolutely every single thing should come to them, because that's how it's always been. And there's been cases of where the parents will even try to cover it up for them. This isn't uncommon, because as far as they're concerned, they are, literally God, and everything should go to them. That they are the worst extremes of those cases. So let's just take the everyday type of narcissist. But they will have that mindset. They will have that mindset that actually I should be getting what I want. And when I don't, oh my goodness me, will I have a great big toddler tantrum about it if I don't. We have that expression, don't we? They're throwing their toys out of the pram. And who genuinely throws toys out of prams? Babies, toddlers. And that's what narcissists are. So environment, very, very important. But there is a genetic predisposition, because you can have people that are, again, brought up to be considered to be the best thing since sliced bread, and yet actually they're quite stable, normal, adaptable people. So that's where the genetics may come in as well. But modelling behaviour, or how things are modelled to you, is very important. We may have a situation of the narcissist who was brought up in a narcissistic family with narcissistic parents, and they've worked out right from the beginning that actually I've got to have very sharp elbows, and I've got to be the one that's at the front. It's like, the chicks in a nest, isn't it? They'll trample over each other to be the one that survives. And it's narcissism is a sort of like perverse adaptation of survival. But because we're quite sentient and intelligent beings these days, we get the idea there are better ways of surviving. But to a narcissist, it's almost like when they get worried or anxious about something, their paleo brain takes over, and then they'll do anything to make that okay. And they'll also do what they can to protect. Remember their fragile ego. I'm always going on about the fragile ego of a narcissist. They will do everything possible to protect that. And if they feel that they have been wronged in any way, then the world has to know that they have righted that wrong. And this is where we get these awful, dreadful cases of these young men, or sometimes women as well, but generally young men, that because they're being spoiled as they've grown up, they don't know the difference between right or wrong and how to, just go with it. And they end up, killing the most in the most awful, horrific ways to let the world know how wronged they were. So take a look at some of the videos I've got up there. You'll see them. You'll see the faces of the young ladies I'm talking about. So that is an idea of where narcissism comes from. It can come from, I'm spoiled, I want to carry on with that spoiled, or I was never spoiled and I want that spoiled because I would have seen it in other people. So those are some of the reasons that somebody turns into a narcissist. I say turns into, adapts more to the case, because it may have been there in the first place. Can it be treated, mollified, changed? It's hard. And that can only happen if the narcissist wants it to happen. And they've probably spent their entire life actually getting stuff that they want quite happily. So to them, why are they going to change? It doesn't, to them, it doesn't make any sense. So they'll go along with it if there's a condition attached to it. If there's I can get to see my children if I behave in such and such a way. I will have to pay some money because I've committed a crime or something like that, but I shouldn't really do it because I'm me and I'm fantastic. Remember, narcissists, self-absorbed. The world is all about them. I'll do a video one day about what happens when two narcissists meet each other because it's quite interesting. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your time. Please do take care, and if you could like, subscribe, make some comments, that'd be great. I always do read all the comments. Until the next time, please do take care. Bye.